Hey, here we go. Brent Rooker joining us right now
What's
on
up,
Foul
guys?
Territory. And what's up, dude? Great to see you for the first time on this show since you signed a nice little extension with the A's. So congratulations, man, to you and the
Thank you. I
fam, and
appreciate it.
really obviously everybody around you that's helped you get to this point, which are many people, because it's not like every team just said, "You're amazing. We love you, Brent," right?
Right. No, yeah, it's been kind of a long road, but it's been an exciting one and a fun one. And, obviously getting that news and getting that deal done was pretty cool.
Yeah.
By the way, why did you hold down the value for everyone else by signing this deal? I just don't
Right?
understand
Can you imagine?
why you're such not a team player for the rest of the league.
Can you imagine?
And you are just
how
bringing down the
mad
value for
that
everybody else.
For those free agents.
Yeah, Tony's got to be mad at me. Pete hates me, according to people on Twitter, because I just killed his market 3 years out from free agency. Just dragging everybody down with me, guys.
Do people reply to you, by the way, Brent? Oh, go ahead, Kratz. Wait, Kratz, real quick. Brent, when you said that, do people reply like, oops, sorry, I don't know how this system works? Because for context, people are giving you crap because they were like, you didn't sign for enough, but you're under team control for years.
Right. No, the replies to that tweet were kind of mixed. There were a few that doubled down on it. They were like, no, every signing affects every signing. And it's like, that's not how anything works, guys. But most of them were just like, nah, people don't understand how the system works. And to be fair, like from the outside, it's a fairly complicated system. You learn, I think that there's a bunch of people that just exist thinking that we're just perpetually free agents like every year. That's kind of what I've gathered from most of the Twitter replies. People just think that every single season you're just deciding where you want to go play next. And that's just obviously not how it works. But, the more informed we can be out there, the better off we are. So, do some research, read some literature, kind of look into things.
Yeah, before you made the big leagues, I'm sure somebody said, so when are you going to get drafted to the MLB? Do you not want to play up there? You just
So many times, yeah. Or any pro. When are you going to go pro? I love that. Well, I'm in AAA, so I've been pro for like 6 years. Yeah, those are always fun.
What did you buy? Or what are you going to buy? That's a question I always love asking, and it really pertains to you because you battled to get to where you're at.
I don't know, man. I don't have anything like super big. Obviously, a house in Sacramento is probably the first thing, just because I know I'm gonna be there for 3 years now, and I think financially it just makes a lot of sense. Talk through some things there, but nothing really stands out. I'll let you guys know if I make a off the cuff, spur of the moment, massive purchase. But I'm not I don't know. I'm not super flashy, so. Maybe my kids want something. I don't know. Maybe look into some new toys or a new Frozen castle or something for the 3-year-old.
All right. Okay. I'll tell you what you can buy. You can buy me dinner February 11th in Starkville when Florida goes there and beats the crap out of Mississippi State in basketball. That's what you can buy me
Mississippi
dinner.
The dogs can ball this year. They're really good. Their schedule the next 3 weeks is brutal. They just played Kentucky, and they got Tennessee, Florida, South Carolina is really good. A&M is really good. And then we play them all the next month. It's crazy. The SEC is loaded.
It is loaded. But I got to ask this question. You were talking about being in the bushes and how you weren't pro because you were in AAA. Now, we had your old manager / coach on, Dougie Baseball, Minkiewicz on. He was in Atlantic City with us. And he told me a story. I don't think he told it on the air, but he told me a story privately because we were talking about you, how you were maybe struggling with him. And I don't know, was it A-ball, AA, wherever you had him as a manager. And he wasn't coaching third, and you were down at the end of the dugout pouting. You were struggling. He went up to you and he said something, and you hit a homer, and you looked at him and you were like, man, you know what you're talking about? Do you remember this story?
Yeah, I tweeted about that earlier this offseason, I think. Doug was – so I got drafted it was in 2017. I got drafted. I went to rookie, the Appy League extended season or whatever, short season rookie ball for 3 weeks, and then went straight from there to high A to play for Doug in Fort Myers. And that's a big jump from college to high A. I know people kind of always want to equate the SEC to AA or the ACC and the SEC to AA, and that's just, it couldn't be further from the truth. Going from the college to high A is a big jump. So I was struggling there my first week or so, first few at bats. And Doug was in the dugout while we were hitting, and he gave me one little suggestion, one little tip. Before I went out to go on deck, and that at bat I hit a homer and kind of tore it up for the rest of the season there with him. So I give him a lot of credit for kind of helping me out in that situation, which was my first taste of struggling in pro ball, right? And there's a lot of those that kind of come along throughout the journey, but it's just kind of a little posture feel that I still use if I'm struggling. And Doug I love playing for Doug. Doug was awesome.
So one of our teammates, when we played in 2019 together, you guys were kind of in a similar position. Bobby Dahlbeck.
Yeah.
Bobby Dahlbeck and your numbers, and this is where maybe you can touch on it a little bit. Your numbers in AAA, if you put them side by side, very similar. You just signed a ginormous major league contract. Can you speak to how razor thin of an edge that is from opportunity in the big leagues to actually taking that opportunity and running with it and getting an opportunity? And Bobby just signed another minor league contract, and I still think he's a really good player. And I watched you both play, and I felt like you were both intellectually, you knew what you were doing with your swings, and physically, you guys are both ridiculously strong, hit the ball so far, and yet this is where we're at today. And I think this is something that if you can put your finger on it, you might make way more than you're going to make in your contract if you can figure out how to figure this out for other people.
Yeah, I think it's so much of it is about timing. It's about being on the right team at the right time, and then also like when you get that opportunity with the team, taking advantage of it, which a lot of the times is just like catching a hot streak at the right time, right, to buy yourself more opportunity. I think that's kind of a lot of what happened with me is I got my opportunity with Oakland in 2023, and the first month and a half I was just on fire. I tore it up, and that bought me more at bats throughout the year, even during and after the times that I was struggling. It's because, okay, we see what those first 6 weeks look like. We see what is possible here. So let's give him time to try to figure it out, even though he's struggling right now. And I think so much of it is, like I said, it's about timing. It's about getting the right opportunity with the right team, and it's about taking advantage of it. And sometimes that's out of our control, right? Sometimes you're just stuck behind a guy on a team, or when you get your opportunities, it happens to be at a time when you're not feeling great. And so you don't really take advantage of it like you would like to. Everything just kind of came together for me at the right time. That bought me more opportunity, bought me more at-bats, and I was able to use those extra at-bats to continue to develop and improve.
Were there moments during this whole process of getting this contract ironed out and nailed down that you were like, they're coming to me with that much money and we got to negotiate like higher than that? Were there times where you were like, did they come to you first and say, hey, we'd like to negotiate an extension to buy out your arbitration? Or were you like Pete Alonso and said, hey, I'd love for you guys to take away my arbitration? Like, how did this process work? And what was like the moments where you were like, oh boy, this is real deal steel?
Yeah, David came to us early on in the offseason and just kind of said, hey, look, like we have a lot of interest in doing something long-term with Brent. The idea of just buying out arbitration was never really discussed. It was always arbitration and then 1 year or then 2 years, and kind of looking at taking away a few years of free agency as well. And then that obviously just kind of started the discussion, started the process, something that I was very open to the whole time. I love where I'm at, and especially just kind of the arc that my career has taken. I thought it was a really good opportunity for me to take advantage of the situation that I'm currently in. So, we went back and forth a few times throughout the course of the offseason. We were able to kind of, they expressed what was important to them. We expressed what was important to us, and we were able to reach some common ground and do something that we really thought made sense for both sides.
All right, so now give me the evaluation on the rest of the offseason so far for your ball club that you're going to be sticking with for even longer. I see some pitchers added. Luis Severino, Jeffrey Springs. Those are two pretty good ones. So what do you think so far?
I think it's exciting. I think it's awesome. Obviously, Sevy is front end of the rotation. He's done it before. A proven veteran, proven top-line starter who's going to come in and anchor our rotation. It's going to be awesome. Jeffrey Springs, I remember we faced him early in 23 before he got hurt, I guess, and he was lights out like the first 2 months of that season. He was one of the best pitchers in the league. I think he's going to be awesome. Both really, really good clubhouse presences as well. And then, Gio's the same way, come in and play third base, which was an area we were looking to build on. And he's going to offer some improvement over there, both offensively and defensively, we think. Just kind of stretch out the lineup a little bit. I what I've continued to say is we love where our team was at the second half of last year. We played really well. Guys were developing. Guys were getting better. We won a lot of games, and we're a better team now than we were then. So I think that's always the goal of the offseason, obviously, right, is to walk into spring training a better team personnel-wise than you were at the end of the previous season, and I think we've definitely done that.
Brent, yesterday I said my bold prediction was the Astros, for the first time in forever, weren't going to win the AL West, okay? Now, I didn't say who, but Jock Peterson signed in Texas, and he said the West is the Rangers now. You guys made some nice moves. They locked you up, bringing in the pitchers you're talking about. Is the AL West going through the Athletics now or in the near future with the moves and with the players you guys have coming?
Man, I think if our team goes out and plays like we want to, I think we're going to compete. I really, really do. This year and then moving into the future especially. We've got some guys at the upper levels of the minor leagues we think are going to help us too. That's exciting to continue to add depth to the few of those guys that are even more than depth, obviously. They're coming to make an impact in our lineup. So, I mean, if our guys continue in the same trend and in the same direction that we were going at the end of last year, yeah, I think we're in a really good position to go out and compete with those teams, with Houston, with Texas, obviously, with Anaheim's made some good moves. They look to be improved, and Seattle obviously has that rotation. So I think we're in a good spot to go out and compete, and that's going to be our goal from day one.
So in the next 3 years, you believe that the A's will make the playoffs, whether it's this year, in the next 3 years while playing in Sacramento. Would you like Major League Baseball to play the entire season in Sacramento and then say, we'll get you a bigger stadium for playoffs? Or would you rather stay in the smaller stadium where you play the entire year, your fans have backed you, and yet you don't get as many people to the games?
Right, that's a good question. I think I could be wrong. I think that's already been they've already come out and said that we would not play playoff games in Sacramento. I believe that was in writing on record, but I'm not positive. But I mean, if I'm choosing, I don't know. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what the atmosphere at the 14,000 capacity stadium looks like. Maybe we use it to create a home team or a home field advantage for us, with it being so different and so unique than anywhere else we're going to play. Maybe it plays into our hands. We want to stay there. It's a good question.
I like it.
Wait, hold on. Before we move on, because where are they going to play? If you guys make the playoffs next year, we're not playing in Sacramento.
I don't.
What are you guys going to be, the
thought
road
I saw
team?
that published. Maybe I'm wrong.
It was talked about. There was definitely
that would be insane, though.
Yeah, because I don't want to get him caught.
No, I know. But
there was a report. There was a report.
Let's just say that report comes true.
Yeah.
Well, where are you going to go? You're going to tell the Athletics and Brent Rooker and your team, hey, guys, I know you played here 81 games. Brent, you brought a house here in Sacramento to be here for the next 3 years. Oh, but by the way, we're just kidding. You guys done all this hard work, busted your asses to get here, and you're going to go play your playoff games in, I don't know, Oakland? I don't know, like just so they can sell more tickets? Like, that doesn't seem fair to the people of Sacramento. It definitely doesn't seem fair to the athletic players and organization. I don't know. I mean, if that's true, that's one of the dumbest things I ever heard in my life. Yeah. If you guys put in the work to get there and you play where you played and you give the people that came out and supported you, the workers, the fans, the players, the organization, credit.
Yeah, but it's the same story. Brandon, if you don't mind, I'll go back to AJ for a moment. It's the same story with the Rays. That MLB doesn't want a team playing in a small capacity place in the regular season, let alone the playoffs. I'm not saying it's the right thing. It's a good conversation. And guess what, Brent? Hopefully you get asked this question 50 times this coming season, because it means you guys are good. And you're going to get reporters there, and they're going to be like, how do you feel that you guys might play here and then you're going to hop somewhere else? It's actually a good topic to discuss because it matters. Yeah, I know you haven't played in Sacramento yet, but that's just the business side.
He had to have played in Sacramento in AAA, right?
I played there one series. Yeah, in 22.
Probably hit a dinger.
I hit two. I hit two that series, so we've got a good history there.
Yeah, you did.
All right, I got a couple others for you, Brent. So one is your name and really Mason Miller's name over the past a year or two. You and him were mentioned quite frequently in trade rumors. Is it nice to be able to at least shed that a little bit? I don't know how much you actually felt it, but you are pretty active on social media, and it is a compliment. But it's at least something that you're going to get less of now, where people would be like, we need a Brent Rooker on team whatever. And now it's like, all right, well, he signed an extension, so he's not going anywhere for a minute.
Yeah, that is nice. I mean, even through last trade deadline, David was pretty upfront with us. But hey, we're not moving you. We like what we have going here. So unless somebody just comes and offers something outrageous, you're going to be here, which is what I wanted. It's what I like to hear. And the same thing kind of throughout this offseason. Obviously, you see all the various trade rumors, all the articles, and I'm just like, guys, we're literally in the midst of talking through an extension right now. So I'm not going anywhere. I can't say that, obviously, but I would like, in the moments, there were times where I was like, I wish I could just come out and be like, hey, guys, I'm not leaving. Like, I promise. You can erase the article. Like, it's not happening.
You did have a hint. I know we're going to Scott, but you did give a little bit of a hint when you said,
remember.
hey, guys, I'm going to be in Sacramento for a few days randomly. And then, oh, yeah, by the way, you went out and signed an extension while you happened to be there. So you kind of dropped like little breadcrumbs for people to follow.
Yeah, we went out. 4 of us went out there and did a bunch of community stuff. So I wasn't going out there for the extension. It just happened. We were going to be there the 3 days before the exchange deadline for arbitration. So the timing just happened to line up very conveniently to get something done before the exchange deadline, which happened to be while we were already there in Sacramento.
Sure.
Yeah. I didn't plan. It could have very well been planned. I didn't plan it though. So you guys can go to the higher ups to see if that was convenient timing or if there was something more behind that.
Yeah, Kratz is like, well, I mean, it takes 2 to tango, though. It might not have gotten done.
Yeah, but he knew. He already knew they were already talking. So, he's like just giving little breadcrumbs out there to people. Hey, guys, I'm going to be in Sacramento. Oh, I just happen to be looking at houses in Sacramento.
AJ,
anybody got a good realtor for me?
AJ, you asked me in one of the live streams, you're like, you going to be in Oakland still? And I was like,
that's the one I was thinking of.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna be here. Yeah, pretty confident.
You're not. Actually, you were wrong. You lied to me because you're not in Oakland anymore.
Right. Okay, you know what I mean. Yeah.
You better work on. Listen, as the new face of the franchise, Brent, you better work on that because
you're right.
If they hear that,
it's tough to remember.
You're right.
I'm saying.
Yeah, me too.
I've been switching it around.
That's just out of habit.
It is. We'll kick it. Hey. There's still a lot of people that call Cleveland a different name and all these others. So
at least once a game when I do a Guardians game.
Yes, everybody
catch
does
yourself.
Yes. All right, Brent, I got one more for you because your story's good, right? You had teams that obviously, let you loose. So through that process, did you ever think you'd then get to this point? And when you were going through that, was it more of like I'm going to prove myself kind of thing? Or at times were you frustrated with the way that a team was looking at you and finally you're on a team that saw you for who you were, let you develop and get everyday ABs, and then they get to reap the benefits of it?
Yeah, I think that's interesting. I think there were plenty of times when I doubted myself, right? I think there's always this notion that like, in order to get to where you want to be, like you have to always have confidence in yourself, have to always believe in yourself. I don't think that's true because there were more times throughout that process that I doubted myself than probably I was confident in myself. But the one thing that never left was my desire to find out if I was good or not, or good enough or not, right? Like I wanted to be good enough and I needed to know. So I talked about in our press conference, like before 2023, we had very real conversations about trying to go play in Japan or whatever it is and take some opportunities overseas that were being offered to me. But I didn't know at that point whether or not I was good enough to play in the big leagues, and I wanted to find out. And I thought that 2023 was kind of beginning to be my best opportunity for myself to know for sure whether I was good enough or not. And so I was willing to give it one more shot. Like, all right, I think I can make this team. I think I got to earn some at bats. Like, let's go find out before we go the overseas route to try to go make a living because they pay guys great over there. Like, let me go find out first for sure whether or not I am good enough to do this in the big leagues. And so I was able to take advantage of the opportunity that I got, and I proved it to myself, and I proved it to other people, and getting to this point is very vindicating in a lot of ways.
Yeah, big success.
Listen, you don't win the SEC Triple Crown if you suck, okay?
Yeah, that's fair. I was good in college. I was very good in college. Being good in college and being good in the big leagues are very different things.
True. He was a star.
But I was great in college.
Yeah, you were great. 0 games, yeah. All 0.
Brent was good in college.
I was really good. I won the Triple Crown also.
Yeah.
What's that? Cow's milk?
People don't talk about that though.
They don't talk about it. It's okay.
Different division.
I have broad
different
shoulders.
division.
Slightly different levels.
Yeah. Slightly different level.
Literally
I like
different level.
Yes, I like how you document the story. So I think that's cool for people, right? Like aspiring players, there's so many, right? There's everybody knows someone that says, "Oh, I almost made it and I blew out my shoulder," or whatever. But there are a lot of people that go through struggles, and then Brent documenting the story, I think, is helpful.
I would have made it, but I changed my mind.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Everyone knows someone that was sick at baseball in high school, but then a lot of guys go through injuries. Anyway, it's a cool story. Thanks, Brent.
Thanks, guys.